now start the show.
They got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I am one half of your host, Chris Rucker, along with my boy, EJ Reed. We are live and ready to talk this week's humongous weekend in the world of professional wrestling. EJ, how you doing?
Man, I can't complain. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Ready to watch a shitload of wrestling this weekend.
Indeed. Like you said, it's going to be an action-packed weekend of wrestling, but before we get into that, you do anything interesting this past weekend?
I floated down the Chattahoochee River with my girlfriend's sister and husband and both of their kids, and went and had Mexican food. That was about it, though. Just floating the Chattahoochee and hanging out. Her nephew was here for a week, and then they came to get him for the 4th of July. And, the 4th of July, I ran the Peachtree Road Race, 6.2 miles.
Oh, shit. How was it this year?
Fucking hot. Like, whoo. This was the first time I've ever felt, like, lightheaded after. Like, we were waiting on the MARTA, and there were so many people there. I was like, I think I'm about to pass out. Like, I had to take a knee while we were waiting because it was so hot. We ran the first 2 miles without stopping. I was like, okay, we're killing it. And then once you stopped, it was like, your body was like, you stopped now, so we're good. Like, it was hard to get going again after you stopped.
Damn. What was the temperature? Was it in the triple digits?
It was in the 90s. It wasn't. By the time we finished, it was in the 90s. It started out in the 80s, but the humidity was pretty out there. So I was covered in sweat. Like, when we were sitting on the bus on the way back, I had sweat so much and ran through so many sprinklers. All the fluids had gone down to my shoes, and there was like a puddle underneath me. It looked like I peed on myself while I was sitting on the bus.
Yeah, that means you were getting into working, though, but shit. How about your time? Was it like pretty much on pace on what you usually do?
We cut 4 minutes off of our time last year, which is our worst time, because last year, for some reason, I couldn't breathe. I thought we were going to do my best time is like 1:18, and we did 1:22. I was hoping we would beat the 1:18 because, like I said, we started out and we jogged the whole first 2 miles, like 11 minutes each. I was like, shit, we're killing it. And then it was like, they got one place that used to be called Cardiac Hill. They've changed the name of it, but it's literally where people, for lack of a better word, they have heart attacks on the hill because the hill goes straight up and the sun's coming down on you and the heat and everything. Like, there's been 1 or 2 deaths running this race, but usually people get brought back. But there was places on it that just the sun was like relentless. So we would get to places and I wasn't drinking. Tabitha got a beer from like a 10-year-old little boy was passing out Pabst Blue Ribbon, and they were passing out Jello shots, and you could run through the holy water getting sprayed out. Like it's a whole thing. It was fun, but the end of the race sucked the way they changed things up. I'd have to like take 20 minutes explaining to you, which is irrelevant, but they changed the end of the race and where we all just like, you finished and you all just bottlenecked. So 43,000 people were just like in the same spot in the heat right after you run 6.2 miles where you just want to find somewhere to sit down and you can't. And it was awful. But the race itself, it wasn't the worst one I've done.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you have the yearly tradition going on, especially for something like that, as far as like exercising goes. But they might want to think about changing the name of that hill, Heart Attack Hill. Like,
They did change the name of it. It's called like Hope Hill now or something. It used to be called Cardiac Hill, but
so that was on the 4th of July actual day. So when did you go flowing?
we did that on Saturday. And then
Is it like, oh,
I cooked on, what day did I cook? I may have cooked on the 4th of July. I can't remember. I grilled. I took some burgers, some brats, some chicken, and went down and grilled by the river, which that shit's overrated. You know, I posted about it online before. Like, I get it. The food tastes good. At the end, it's like great. But if you're the one doing the cooking, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
so what are you saying is overrated?
The whole like grilling culture that like if you're a man you're supposed to barbecue, like fuck that. I'd rather go around the corner to the heirloom market and just buy a pound of fucking brisket that somebody else cooked. Like, I don't need to be standing over a fucking grill when 100 degrees outside. I'm sweating, I'm feeding the mosquitoes, you know, I'm sober, by the way, so that's not fun. Just I don't know. Just the whole vibe, I don't like it. That's why I like electric smokers.
Well, it's a lot to unpack here, but why are you sober though? That's the first thing to unpack.
Cause I was doing 75 hard.
I thought you were done last like Tuesday or Wednesday. Or something.
No, it was this past week. I just finished this week.
When did you finish?
Monday was my last day. Yesterday was my first day I could drink.
Ah, shit. See that throws off my whole.
Yeah,
I had to ask you about some questions about the river, but I guess you kind of answered them.
Yeah, I was drinking water. Only person drank was Tabitha. She had a big ass. I don't know if it was a High Noon or a White Claw or Truly or something like that. She had a big one, but she was the only one that drank. Her sister ended up not going. She wasn't feeling well, and her sister's husband went, but he didn't really drink. And then the 2 kids. So, yeah, everybody was pretty much sober. We just floating down the fucking river. These white people got so sunburnt, EJ. Like, so bad. It's like, you've been white for 40 years. Like, how do you not know, Jimmy, to put fucking which he did put sunblock on, but I guess he didn't put enough. They look like lobsters, him and his son. That shit was awful.
Melanin comes in handy, doesn't it?
Yeah. I like having it.
But going back to your grilling culture, then I mean, I get what you're saying, and on the other side of things, it's like eye rolling when guys are like, "Gotta be a man, you gotta grill," but I can't say that I don't enjoy it. Like, I'm not like a rah, you gotta grill, but you know, it's cheaper than, you know, like you said, you could go out and buy brisket, but everything's so overpriced. And then I hate like just getting it started is like kind of annoying. But then once you're going, you're like, okay. And then like once you get to the final product, you're like, damn, this shit's busting. So you know,
yeah, if you do it right, you know,
yeah.
you've been out there cooking for fucking 8 hours, and if you messed up one step, the shit's trash.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I wrapped that grill that I had now like in 2021. I hadn't had a time where I fucked something up. Thank goodness, knock on wood. Hopefully I keep my streak going. So I mean, I get what you say though. Like especially if you got stuff planned, and like you said, if you short on time or you don't like doing that, is that the electric killer comes in clutch.
And then you got people like everybody's eating the food you cook, so you got to make sure you do it right. You know, sometimes the coals don't fucking cooperate, and they'll start flaming up and shit, and then you got to go over. You got to turn all the fucking oxygen off. Like you got to close all that down. Then you got to do this. You got to do that. Like it's too hot. It's too cold. It's like god damn, man. It's just too much. Like I'm already sweating. I don't need to be doing all this.
Especially like you probably using somebody else's grill, right?
Yeah, I was using the community grill.
That sounds like a headache. Yeah, doing like the grills at the park. I agree with you on that front. Like when you're using your own, you got it down to like a system, but like when you're using one of those, and like you said, with the dealing with the headache of the coals and stuff like that, I understand that. But hey, got the job done. I'm sure it came out well.
Yeah, it was just burgers and, like I said, burgers, brats, some chicken thighs, which they all turned out well, but I had already showered and then I needed another shower and I had like 75 mosquito bites too, so it was just like, I don't know, man. I'm just getting old now, and just everything that annoys me, I don't like doing anymore. You know, going to work, fuck that. Like it's for the birds. I'm ready to retire.
It be like that sometimes, but with the river, how far is the river from where you stay at?
Technically, if I had my own raft or kayak or whatever, I could literally just walk down to the river and get in where we live at, and then like Uber back. So there's different points where you can get in and get out, but we drove down to the end where they shuttle you up. We parked down there, and then we Ubered back, and we rented a raft and life jackets and shit like that. And it was like 3 hours just kind of floating down the river. There's some bumpy part. The river wasn't that high, so like all the big ass rocks were up, so we had to like pay attention and make sure we didn't get stuck and shit like that. But it was fun, you know? It's something to do once a year. It's not something I do all the time. Like, these white people around here do it all the time. Like, they all have kayaks and their own shit, like, in my community. And you see them just fucking walking in droves on the weekend down to go jump in the river. And I'm just like, I did it once already. I don't need to do that shit again this year.
I wish I could go even more than what I do now, because I know I'm guessing you did yours like a day trip thing, like you did it all in one day.
Yeah, about 4.5 hours we did it total. Like from waking up, putting on sunblock, leaving, parking, Uber, float the river, get in the car, come back. It was about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, around here, like a lot of the rivers are in like the sticks. So if you live like in Kansas City or St. Louis or even Jeff, you got to drive like an hour, 2 hours to get to the rivers here, and it's like
No.
a basically like an all day thing. And like some of those rivers alone where you're on there for like 6 to 8 hours and do the big rafts. Some people do kayaks, but a lot of people do like the big 4 people rafts. Just
Mm-hmm.
float down the river. It's like a little journey or trek, and you stop in sandbars down the river where people partying, and usually
Yep.
stay overnight because if you drive back, you'll probably be inebriated by the time that you get to the end of the river. So people usually camp out there.
That's how it is here. I mean, there was plenty. We stopped at one quote unquote beach part where people were like grilling and partying, and they got the bathroom up there. And then there's a dog beach where people bring their dogs down, let the dogs play in the water. And like I said, if you had a kayak or whatever, you could literally walk within 10 minutes of going out my front door of you walking and carrying it. You can just get in the fucking river up here. But then you got to get out somewhere where you can be Ubered back, or maybe go park your car down there first, have somebody bring you home, and then y'all get in, and then you get in your car and drive back. But yeah, the river's literally down by the coffee shop at my community, and you can just get in right there.
That's convenient.
Yeah. Come out here one year, EJ. I'll take you down there.
put it in my calendar.
Speaking of your calendar, you're on your way to Texas this weekend.
I am. I'll be out there this Friday. It's a little exhausting traveling 2 weekends in a row. I was in Phoenix this past weekend.
Hmm.
I was at a conference, like a big grand chapter conference for my frat. So it was everybody nationwide there, and it's my second time in Phoenix. I've been there once. It was 2015. I drove all the way from South Carolina to Phoenix for a job interview, which that was like a disaster. It wasn't a disaster of a trip. It was a disaster of like an interview.
You drove from South Carolina to Arizona?
Me and one of my close friends from law school / he used to be my roommate as well, and his cousin. We all three. So I had help. I don't know if I could have done it by myself. It was like a 32-hour one-way drive.
Why didn't you just fly?
It was like last minutes because me and him both got the job interviews there, and so they were like, "We need you there." I think they contacted us like that Friday, and they're like, "We need the interviews next Friday," and so like that. I mean, that would have been an expensive ass flight. So we're like,
yeah. I was looking at flights to Dallas this weekend, just like on the off chance that I could have went to All In. $750 to get to Dallas from Atlanta.
Yeah, so I think it was like in the thousands for a round trip back then to Phoenix. So we drove, man. We saw a lot of things on the way there. Went through all the states, Louisiana, Texas. Texas took all fucking day.
Texas is a day by itself.
Yeah, that's when I knew how big Texas is firsthand when driving through that motherfucker all day. And then like New Mexico, there's a few other states that
Y'all go through Texarkana?
I don't know if we hit Arkansas.
Is Texarkana in Arkansas or is it in Texas?
Oh, I thought you were just having a nickname for like the borderline of Texas.
No, there's a city called Texarkana.
Nah. Oh, we didn't hit that. Maybe, I don't know. This was 11 years ago. Or 10 years ago. Shit, my math's off. Almost exactly 10 years ago. It was like August.
It's in Texas. Texarkana is a city in Bowie County in the Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas region.
We may have.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know, but like once we got there, I've been to Vegas before that, but just hitting that Arizona hot heat, I'm like, this shit is awful. No yards really had grass, just a bunch of rocks. This is my first visit. And then when we got to the interview, so we thought it was supposed to be like working in the front office of like the Phoenix Suns. That's how they like, broadcast the job or posted the job, like do sports marketing because I had like a focus on sports law when I was in law school. So I'm like, okay, we were like intrigued by it. And then when we got there, it's basically just a job selling tickets on strictly commission. They offered us the job. They're like, no, we ain't moving all the way out here to sell tickets to sports games. And then like, how we gonna even afford to move out here if y'all just paid us commission? And like, we were riding around with the people that worked there. Like the woman who was like the head honcho, she was like a year younger than me. So like, I knew this was like almost like a Ponzi scheme type situation. Like, and we were like, they paired me up with somebody and they paired my friend Chad up with somebody else, and we were riding around with them. And they were like, we were going to these grocery stores and going to these businesses, and people were like getting mad. They were like, we don't want you in there. We don't want to buy your shit. It was that shit was an experience, but like I said, it was almost a waste of a trip, but at least I got to go out there and experience, I guess, Arizona. We went to ASU on their campus because
multiple time winner of the hottest college co-eds.
Exactly, and I was still a young man at the time. I was 26.
You was out there being a slut, wasn't you, EJ?
I wish. I saw a lot of things. I was in a 2-year relationship at that time, so I couldn't take advantage of it.
Tragic.
But it was, the woman, like, I could have still done damage. I was still a young man. I had
Yeah,
the
I
opportunity
remember Maxim magazine days. They would always vote like who got the hottest women on campus. And Arizona State was always like in the top two, and they were rarely two. And I was always like, why? And I would start looking at the pictures they were posting. It's like, oh, because the white girls all got like tans and are in shape, and the black girls are all hot, and the Hispanic girls are all hot. Everybody got the same skin tone, and they all just like outside being athletic as hell.
Yeah, and rich people in LA just send their kids there. The ASU, they're like, good away. Go ahead and do your thought stuff. But yeah, I
That's where
mean,
my boy went to school too. Damn, what was his name from Jerry Maguire? Cuba Gooding Jr. What was his name?
yeah, I can't even remember in the movie.
I'm a Sun Devil, Jerry.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
That's such an underrated, like, really good fucking movie.
I mean, people will still quote it. They show me the money.
Yeah, they quoted that, but I mean, like, overall, the movie was really good.
It's been a while since I saw that movie, but yeah, like I said, my friend, his cousin came with us because he was younger than us, so he was still playing like, or still aspiring to play major college football because he had a fast 40 times. I looked at it, so he was going there to talk to the athletic department and see if he could walk on. And we went to the athletic department, and they were like, okay, like they were like, just send us a reel, and we'll consider letting you walk on. And I talked to my friend like a couple weeks later. He's like, nah, my cousin never followed up and gave them a reel. So I'm like, man, you came on a trip for nothing. They said they would take a look at you, and you didn't do what you needed to do. So, but yeah, all in all, it was a dope trip. But this trip, my dad's a part of the fraternity as well, so I saw my parents out there. And have you heard of? I know Atlanta has them. So I don't know if you've done them. The Waymo cars.
What is it? Is that the cars that don't have a driver in them? They're electric or whatever?
Yeah. So my mom.
We don't have them here yet, I don't think. At least I haven't seen them.
Oh, I googled it. Well, sometimes AI fucks up. They say it's in Atlanta
I'm gonna look it up then because I want to. I heard they were in Arizona, and I looked them up around this was a couple months ago. I looked them up, and they weren't in Atlanta yet. But I do want to get in one. Like I did when we were at WrestleMania, I did the Tesla tunnel. That was cool. But I do want to have one of these fucking self-driving cars come pick me up. Fuck yeah, I want to do that. And I hope it crashes.
Yes, I could get paid.
Exactly. Show me the money.
Yeah, when I got there, my mom was like, I got in one of the Waymo cars. I didn't really know what it was. I'm like, what's that? She's like, it's a self-driving car. I'm like, what? Because my mom, if anybody listens to CNR, she's like got very similar energy to Cavino's mom, like a smother and worry wart when it comes to things like that. So like her being like kind of old school, I was surprised she got into something like that. And she's like, yeah, I enjoyed it. She's like real happy about it. I'm like, cause I was always worried. I'm like, man, I want to be in control. Like, what if this shit goes haywire and goes off the road and kills me? But
Man.
like, if my mom does it, I guess I could do it. And I did it. And I'm like, oh shit, this shit is actually pretty fucking dope. Like, it's like a Uber. It's like an Uber without dealing with the annoying people talking.
Right.
So like,
I would love nothing more than to be drunk at a bar and a fucking car come pick me up that doesn't have somebody I gotta talk to in there.
Exactly. So I did it a few times and it went smoothly and it's safer than some of the motherfucking idiots on the road. So yeah, I recommend you trying it if it is in Atlanta or when.
Are there rules in it like you can't fuck while you're in there?
I didn't see that. I'm sure you can probably do whatever you want.
Hey, that'd be fun. Yeah. Let's fucking start a OnlyFans on this motherfucker. Just go around fucking in the Waymos.
Hey, that's an interesting gimmick to start. But the only rule I saw is don't touch the wheel. But I'm like, what if you have to? If it's like an emergency? But that's what it has, like a big thing on the wheel says don't touch the wheel.
Yeah, nothing more annoying than a motherfucker touching the wheel while you're driving.
Exactly. I don't know if there's a entendre in there, the double entendre in there, but I agree.
No, I'm being like I had I had a lady I was dating that like grabbed the wheel one time I was driving. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's dangerous. Was
Yeah,
she I don't want to use the C word, but was she a little off?
blew the horn and grabbed the wheel. I was like, "Get it? This ain't gonna work." I still hit it though, but we didn't last long.
Yeah, I don't do well with unstable or crazy shit. So glad you got out when you did.
Well, EJ, we got a lot of shit to preview, man. We got 4 shows this weekend we need to preview. You'll be at All In and I'll be at Evolution.
Yeah. Oh shit, you decided to go.
Yeah, yeah. Ticket
Well,
prices dropped big time, and I'm still waiting to see if my job approves me tickets. But if not, I'm just gonna go ahead and bite. Like, you can sit in the 100 section in the lower level for like $60 a ticket right now.
shit, that's not bad at all. I heard they were like kind of slow on selling the tickets.
Well, 2 things. One, if I was going by myself, like my girlfriend's gonna go with me, and I was just going for me, I would probably sit. You can get in the second row, hard camera side, like the camera looking at you, for $300 right now. I'd probably buy that. That's really good seats to be on the floor in the second row. But WWE kind of fucked themselves over because there was no promotion for this. They gave us 2 months notice here in Atlanta. Guess what else happened this weekend? MLB All-Stars going on this weekend. And Beyonce's got 4 fucking shows here. Like, why would you pick Atlanta this weekend just to spite AEW? This is the heat check of all heat checks. And guess what? You bricked. Because it pisses me off too, because everybody online's like, oh, see, women shows don't sell and blah, blah, blah. And WWE TKO is probably going to look at it too like, yeah, the women couldn't even get 10,000 tickets. No, cocksucker. You put it on a shitty weekend in a town that's already got stuff. Yeah, Saturday night's main event's selling a little bit more, but that's a Saturday night as opposed to a Sunday night. I don't know. It's just they set this pay-per-view up for failure, I think, from Jump Street, and I don't fucking like it. I'm glad it's here. I'm going to go to it because I love women's wrestling. I thought Evolution was a cool fucking pay-per-view. Like, I was literally watching Becky versus Charlotte in their last woman standing match a couple weeks ago on the elliptical while I was doing cardio before it even got announced that it was coming to Atlanta. So I'm down with it, but I just feel like they set them up to fail.
Yeah, yeah. It's a whole lot that we could talk about as far as like the promotion going into it. Maybe we should put a bookmark on it and come back to it. But we should probably start off with the WWE events going on this weekend first, and then get the AEW. You mentioned 4 events. It's actually 5 events going on. So.
Oh, it's right. Ring of Honor's this weekend, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
T's and P's to Red Velvet. She's gonna have to. They're gonna have to have an interim ROH television champion because she's injured.
I was just about to ask you about that because I was looking. I have all the cards up in front of me. It says TBA interim World Woman Television Champion. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Damn. Got injured.
Yeah. Her injury bug is not the best, and I feel like this last run she's been on, she's really fucking improved, and she was probably on her way to coming back to AEW to make some noise there, but yeah, injuries happen, man. This ain't ballet, as they say.
Well, wishing her a speedy recovery, and glad they didn't strip her, so maybe she'll be back sooner than later. This is gonna be for interim TV World Champion. So, hey, shout out to Red Velvet.
Let's start with the first card of the weekend, which is WWE NXT's Great American Bash.
I'm glad you picked that because I have some things to talk about NXT. First off, like you said, it seems like WWE did this just to spite AEW on a terrible weekend to do this as far as stuff going on in Atlanta with Beyonce and the All-Star weekend. But this is the thing that's gonna run head on with AEW in this NXT Great American Bash. And they're having it at Center Stage, which only holds what you said 1,000 people.
Less than 1,000 people.
So, what was the point? Like,
They haven't sold out either. Like, I could get online now and I could probably get tickets to it. Now, tickets are pretty expensive for Center Stage. Like, when NXT comes here, when Impact came here a couple years ago, Mickie James fought Jordynne Grace for the women's world title on her last rodeo. Like, she was about to retire, which I don't even know what happened with all that. She got injured. She's still wrestling, kind of. But I thought it was going to be her last match. I thought Jordynne Grace was going to beat her. So I was like, I have to go see this. I paid $75 to sit on like the 5th row. WWE wants $500 to sit down there at Center Stage. EJ, we've talked about this before. If I'm in the last row at Center Stage and I sneeze, the referee's going to be like, bless you. That's how close you are to the ring. You want $500 to sit there? Get the fuck out of here. Heat check. That's all it is. A heat check and a money grab is what WWE's doing. And I fucking love NXT. I would have loved to go and see this show. But I'm not about to spend... You know, if I was to go on Saturday, I'd have to take my daughter with me. Sunday, my girlfriend's going to go with me. Like, you're looking at 2 tickets to 3 events for WWE that don't have your top stars at them. Cody's not going to be there. Roman's not going to be there. I don't think Punk's going to be there. Jey Uso ain't going to be there. John Cena's not going to be there. So your top 5 male acts aren't even going to be at the weekend. And you're still charging top dollar for it?
Hey, people are paying for it though, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. So for Evolution, people are getting emails now that bought tickets to sit at the top because they thought, oh, I can't afford these prices. I'll just get a ticket to get in there. They're getting emails now where they're getting moved down because they're not selling the tickets down there. And again, I don't think this has anything to do with the women. The women that are on the show are great. The build sucks. You did it at the last minute, and you did it during a weekend where people in Atlanta are already paying money to go other places. Hotels are high as giraffe pussy around here because Beyonce's in town. And then the MLB All-Star Weekend and everything is in town too. So you picked a city where hotel prices are already crazy, so nobody's going to travel in to do it unless you're like really fucking dedicated. They set them up to fail.
But as far as like Saturday Night Main Event, isn't that one selling pretty well though?
No, they're not even going to sell out. I don't even think they have 10,000 people in there.
For Saturday Night Main Event, that's crazy. Man, maybe it's a little bit of oversaturation. 3 events in 2 days.
You're burning people out. You're trying to smoke out people from going to see AEW, and you're burning people out. And again, the build hasn't been good to some of this shit. Like, Saturday Night's Main Event's all built around Goldberg. Who the fuck cares about Goldberg? It's 2025. This nigga couldn't wrestle in 98.
That's what I said. Oh, man. Hey, I don't really have anything to really rebut that. But, hey, they're going to keep doing it and keep doing it until the bottom falls out, I guess. It hasn't fallen out enough for them to stop doing it at the time being.
And what pisses me off is I want Atlanta to have a WrestleMania, right? But you put something like this together at the last minute, and the people up top aren't going to look at it and say, oh, we kind of set it up to fail. They're just going to say, Atlanta's not a good market. We're not going to bring a WrestleMania there. And I think that's bullshit. Because Monday Night Raw in January sold out. Anytime WWE comes here for Raw or SmackDown, it's a fucking sellout. You put a whole weekend here on a weekend, again, Beyonce's here. I don't mean to keep saying that, but Beyonce's a pretty fucking big deal. The MLB All-Star Weekend is here. So people are traveling from around the country. Guess what happens? Hotel prices go up. Uber prices go up. So when people that live in Nashville or New Orleans or South Carolina, they're like, oh shit, I can go to Atlanta and go to a WWE weekend. The tickets to those events are already high, and then they look at hotels and they're like, shit, it's gonna be fucking $2,000 to stay in a hotel that weekend. People don't have that kind of money all the time. This ain't WrestleMania. This is fucking Great American Bash Saturday night's main event Evolution.
Yeah, you make very good points, and kind of piggybacking off what you said earlier as far as like the WrestleMania thing, and you hope it's not like they don't try to like make a decision based off of that. Same thing with Evolution. I'm hoping they're like, well, we see people don't want to see women's wrestling and not try to have another one. This should be a yearly event if you think about it.
It should be.
Like, why not do something like this in December when they don't really have pay-per-view in December recently?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like you said, we got a lot to talk about, and NXT Great American Bash going down there in center stage, and something that's not listed on there. They're doing a contract signing between Trick Williams, Joe Hendry, and Mike Santana, and we're recording this a day later than what we usually do, so I got to watch NXT live, and I was like on a wrestling board or fan page or something where people were commenting on it live, and I put a comment in there. I'm like, I was looking at Trick Williams. I don't know what he was doing on screen. I'm like, and I said I would rather Trick Williams stay down at NXT and maybe even have like a heel run with the NXT belt than for him to go up to the main roster right now. And somebody was like disagreeing with me, some internet person just disagreeing. I usually don't go back and forth with people, but he was just disagreeing with me just to disagree with him. It's like, he's like the old kid in high school that didn't graduate. He needs to go up there right now. I'm like, for what? And I just want to kind of pick your brain. Like, if he were to go up to the main roster right now, wouldn't he kind of just fall in the background? I feel like it's logjam at the top right now.
I mean, look at Carmelo.
That's exactly what I said. Like, if he were to, and that's what his suggestion was. He's like, just pair him up with Carmelo. I'm like, they would be the Black, Waller, and Theory if it happened right now. So, I don't know, man. I feel like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Just the NXT men's single division is kind of, the women are always hot, but the men's are kind of just, just there right now. And I think it's kind of hurting where you have Trick, a world champion in one company, which kind of takes the spotlight away from Obafemi a little bit. And right now, Trick's momentum has died down than what it was like a year ago because he's a heel right now, and fans don't want to boo him, but he's kind of being an asshole, so they're not going to cheer him as much as they have been. So it's like in a weird spot. I don't know how you feel about the state of the men's division in NXT.
Yeah, it's. I like the fact that Trick is the TNA champion because I feel like both times he was NXT champion, he got kind of. His run was kind of like Jey Uso-ish both times. Like, they gave him the belt. He had it. He came out. He bragged about having the belt. And then, bam, he loses the belt. So him being TNA champion, I do like it. I like him pairing up with AJ Francis. And, like, the last live event they had with AJ Francis coming out and like singing along to Trick, it was like some of the blackest shit you could ever see on TV in wrestling, and I loved every second of it. Honestly, I hope Trick wins this weekend, or not this weekend, when at Slammiversary. I hope he keeps the belt, and I hope he keeps going on for TNA because I like Trick as TNA champion.
Yeah. It's another conversation which we already had about. It still seems like a one-way relationship, but I like him as champion, where NXT people just winning all this shit and it's not being reciprocated. But I digress. But yeah, I like him as champion. It's something different. I think that he could do the same heel thing, and it'd be more interesting with the NXT championship eventually. Like I said, you don't have to rush him to the main roster, but so far so good with as far as the NXT belt. And yeah, maybe it'll be extended from Slammiversary, but we'll see. So they only have 5 matches listed on here. I don't know. Well, I mean, NXT happened yesterday. I don't think they'll add anything to it. But Starting off, they have Javon Evans versus Jasper Troy in just a regular singles match. Have you watched LFG?
No,
Well, they've been
I,
he
I
won it.
I boycotted that when they told me they were kicking Mickey James off and putting Michelle McCool on there.
And
WWE has gone out of their way to disrespect Mickey James for years, and put Michelle McCool on there because she's married to the Undertaker. Look, I know Michelle and Mickey are cool and Mickey loves her, but let's be real. Mickey James in another fucking dimension of female wrestling than Michelle McCool ever was. She was on fucking the Diva Search. And not to disrespect people in Diva Search, but you ain't Mickey James, Michelle McCool. You sucked in the ring. If you wouldn't have been married to the Undertaker, you would have never been the fucking Divas champion.
nepotism. She's a nepo wife, but yeah, I mean, speaking to her replacing Mickey James on LFG, if the season 2 started like a couple weeks ago, and she is not as good as Mickey James. She's kind of boring.
Imagine that.
It's gotten worse with her being on the show because she doesn't really say anything. She doesn't really give out sound advice like Mickey James was. She's just there basically. Hey,
who would have saw that coming?
But it is what it is. I'm gonna go with Javon Evans in this one, just the way that Jasper Troy attacked him on NXT. So I'm gonna go with Javon Evans. But it seems like they putting the rocket ship to this Jasper Troy kid. It gave him a title shot basically off the rip.
I'm gonna go Jasper Troy's big dude.
Yeah, 6'6", like 280 or something crazy like that.
They're gonna end up with him and Obafemi going at it.
But he just got a title shot though. That's the only reason why I'm going with Javon Evans.
I'm gonna go with Troy.
Okay. They already had I don't know why they rushed to have him and Obafemi go against each other, but they did. So you got Troy, I got Evans. Next up, your guy, Ricky Saints versus All Ego, Ethan Page for North American Championship NXT. Ricky Saints got to choose the stipulations for the match, and it's falls count anywhere.
I got Ricky. Ricky! Like Boys in the Hood.
2-time NXT North American Champion, you got him. I kind of want to pick Ricky too, but I'll go All Ego just to make it fun. And I don't know, maybe I think I'm rushing a little bit on Ricky Saints. It seems like they've been signing a lot of these AEW people and trying to cool them off, but I feel like Ricky's got enough charisma where he could, get over the little lull, a little hump, especially if he wins. But yeah, I got All Ego in this one. Probably by nefarious means, since this falls count anywhere.
It can't be nefarious if it's false count anywhere. Everything's legal.
Morally nefarious.
I got you.
Next up, Sol Ruka, your girl, and Zarya.
There's a girl at my gym that looks just like Sol Ruka. Like I literally, it was last Wednesday. I looked and I had to do a double take. I was like, and I had to think about it. Like, she was in Orlando last night. Like, why the fuck would she be in Atlanta right now? But she looks just like Sol Ruka. Tall, lean, really good shape, blonde surfer look, tan. Like, she looks just like her.
Need to see pictures for research purposes.
EJ, I can't just be taking pictures of women at the gym. That's how you get kicked out.
Nah, look at the explore page on IG for your gym. She'll probably be on there, especially if she's young. But I digress. Sol Ruka.
What just happened here?
Sol Ruka, a company with Zarya versus Izzy Dame, a company with Tatum Paxley. I like three out of the 4 women, even though the other 2 are just accompanying them. I like 3 out of the 4 women accompany.
Which one don't you like?
You already know. I don't even have to say it. I just don't see it with the girl. Izzy Dame. I hate to be negative. I always try to look
I
on the
thought you
positive
liked Izzy
side.
Dame.
I've never liked Izzy Dame, even when she was with what's the
Oh no,
girl?
you like Santino's daughter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
I'm
your
a big
girl.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Ariana Grace, but nah, Izzy Dame. She came in with Kiana James, and I'm like, who is it? I thought it was Charlotte Flair coming out at first or something like that. They just threw her out there, and like, I just feel like you said, the NXT Women's division is cooking. Even though I think losing Stephanie Baker and Julia's kind of hurt them slightly, and then their champion as well, but for the most part. But then you just got like some of these random blonde chicks that I feel like just there and probably won't make it on the main roster. But who am I? I'm not a talent scout, but I'm going with Soul in this one.
I got Izzy Dame.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a fan?
Yeah, I like her.
Why? Why?
I don't know. She just got to look, talk
She's not a
shit.
good. She's not a good promo. I don't. She's gotten caught up in this Cullen thing. Maybe that's why. Maybe they let her
When
on her
she
own.
cracked old boy in the back of the head with that chair a couple weeks ago and was like, "If you ain't 100% in, you're out." I was like, I could rock with somebody like that.
Well, I always like to give things a chance, so maybe she'll win me over eventually. But well, I guess you saying she's gonna be the new North American champion. That'd be kind of a unremarkable run for Soul if she loses it here.
I mean, you know Triple H don't book black people well, so
This is Sean Hickenbottom though.
he don't like us either.
You said it. Next up, tag team women's match. This should be interesting. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence, which is going to be JC Jane and Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix accompanying them.
We're not gonna have time for Street Clothes Rest of the Week this week, but Fallon Henley on TNA, she was gonna win.
Usually I watch lately I've been watching the TNA highlights and then watching going back and watching the promos just to save time. But actually watched the whole show on the plane, and I don't remember what she wore. I remember them coming out and causing havoc.
I don't remember exactly, but I remember thinking that's Street Clothes Rest of the Week. Give me Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe.
See, I gotta think about Evolution. It's gonna be Jordan versus JC Evolution, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the winner
I'm gonna
fights
go.
Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary to winner take all. So you're gonna have a double champion for TNA.
So that's why I'm going with Fatal Influence in this one. I think they're gonna get the heat going into Evolution. Then I got Jordan winning it Evolution, and I got Jordan taking another TNA title at Slammiversary.
And that's why I got Jordan winning now, JC Jane winning at Evolution, and then Masha winning at Slammiversary.
Well, I hope you're right, because they need to finally give a TNA person
They do.
a WWE championship.
And Masha's already beat Jordan twice, so I don't think they're gonna have her beat her again. Because then you just kill Jordan Grace.
You're right. Just so I could see things shaking up a little bit, but we shall see. Main event. I don't even know if this is gonna be a main event, but this is listed as the main event. Obafemi, your champion, versus Yoshiki Inamura, being accompanied by Josh Briggs for your NXT championship.
Oba.
Yeah, I got the ruler, but I like how they did like the little package for Inamura on NXT. They had the Great Muta on there and Io all wishing them luck in Japanese and all that good stuff. But I don't know. I don't watch Pro Wrestling Noah, so I didn't really know about this guy when he came into NXT, but they seem to like him. So hopefully they have a good match. But that's it for NXT Great American Bash. You gonna be watching this, or are you watching All In live?
I'll be watching All In.
It was almost like a trick question. I mean, some people might be into NXT, so I don't know. I don't know why. This, like we said, this is stupid.
It's gonna be a weekend of no social media. I know that. Like, you ain't gonna be able to look at anything on Twitter or Instagram because everything's gonna get spoiled. So you might as well delete that shit off your phone.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I need to make sure I'm off it when I'm at the. Well, I'm gonna be at the show too. I like to live in the moment, so I probably won't even be on it like that anyway. But yeah, still good luck on the heads up. Saturday night's main event, Rucker, going down in State Farm Arena.
Trash.
Oh,
Filth.
it's a trash film. And I don't know if you're able to bring up the official card if you have that ability, because I'm looking on Wikipedia, but because they only have 3 things listed right now, so I don't know if this is right.
Gunther, Goldberg, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, LA Knight.
That's all you see as well?
Mm-hmm. That's all that's been done. And that's why, again, I say they have set this weekend up for failure.
Well, this is not a good marketing tactic as far as selling tickets, but you
don't even promote programs and matches. You just say, we're WWE, we're coming to your city, fucking buy tickets. The show is in fucking 72 hours and there's 3 matches promoted right now. Also, has anybody watched Saturday night's main event the last couple of times? It's literally nothing but commercials. I'm not paying money to go sit there while you play Slim Jim commercials over and over. Fuck you.
Never to Slim Jim. Yeah. Still Macho Man's gimmick. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't even really have anything to add on to that. I agree with everything you said. And I'm sure they're going to announce a match or 2 on SmackDown. But like you said, why are you cutting it so close when doing that in this situation? You can get away with it in other situations, like when it's like a 5-match card and you add like a 6th one just to be the icing on the cake. But only 3 announced? That seems like crazy work to me. And where is SmackDown going to be at this week?
Nashville.
Atlanta as well? Oh, Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, they're making them drive. I know it's a close drive.
It's only like 3.5 hours.
But making them drive to Atlanta the next day. Hey, well, I guess it won't take us long to run through this. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Huh. How come? Why you think Drew gonna win?
Drew's the man.
Yeah. I thought he was injured. He just kind of popped out of nowhere.
You bored at work.
Is that an official shirt they're selling? I saw it on the shirt.
If it is, I'm buying one. I'm going to wear it to work.
Man, that's crazy work right there if you do that.
They're going to be like, oh, you bored? Let me give you some more work then.
What if they say...
That's not what I meant.
What if they say, you bored? We're going to make sure you're really bored. And you're walking papers have you messed up.
Shit.
Oh, man.
That would be fucked up. I'd be fucking driving the Uber that night.
Hey, man. You got to hustle if that was the case. But next up. Oh, I didn't pick my pick. I got Drew as well. I hate to see Randy Orton. I mean, but Randy Orton's won. He's been in the company for 20 years.
He's fucking Teflon.
Yeah, he's Teflon. Well, we both got Drew McIntyre. Next up, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Feeding LA Knight to the wolves. We know LA Knight ain't fucking winning this match.
Fuck no, he ain't winning.
We both got Seth in this one. I'm still annoyed by this group. Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, why are they like want to play the middle? I'm gonna keep saying this every week, so y'all gonna get tired of me. Change the guy's fucking music. Like, people don't know where they cheer him. He still gets booed. He still gets CM Punk chants. Give them a group name and change the fucking music. This annoys me. But we both got Seth in this one. I would say, is there gonna be any teases with Money in the Bank? But I guess we gotta talk about the match first. Gunther versus Goldberg for your World Heavyweight Championship. It's supposed to be Goldberg's retirement match, allegedly.
Goldberg's gonna win.
How?
Gunther's gonna try to go for that little running double drop kick he does at the start of the match. Goldberg's gonna move. When Gunther gets up, he's gonna get speared. Jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. Goldberg's new world champion. They didn't take the belt off of Jay just for Gunther to beat Goldberg in his final match.
I think they did. I think that's how high Triple H is on Gunther. And
You could be right.
Storytelling.
I think.
Storytelling.
But the other thing, you're going to have All In earlier in the daytime. More than likely, you got Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley for the world title. People are going to be talking about whatever comes out of that. You got Swerve and Ospreay. You got the Bucks. Like, there's going to be a shitload of stuff going on in that main event in a Texas Death Match. Everybody's going to be talking about that. What's the one way WWE can get the attention back on them at Saturday night's main event? Put the fucking belt on Goldberg. Negative talk or whatever. Everybody's going to be talking about it.
When you lay it out like that, I can see them because they've been just trying to counter program AEW left and right. So
these motherfuckers are just spiteful enough. Then you're going to have Goldberg and Cena as your fucking champions. Nothing but fucking low blows and jackhammers for everybody. Just two of the most boring fucking champions ever.
As far as the in-ring, for sure. But yeah, that'd be nasty. Combined age of over a century for both your champions. That's crazy. I can see it happening. Like, I say it's like a 30% chance of happening, but I'm leaning towards Gunther. They're going to tease it. They're going to tease it for sure. Like you said, they're probably going to start off hot. Goldberg sparing them. Maybe even getting them up for a jackhammer and Gunther kicking out.
Nah, it's about to be a squash.
I think it's going to, which is almost as bad as a squash. I think Gunther's going to defend it by the skin of his teeth. Like, and what does that really do for him? But I got Gunther in this one.
Goldberg can't take a power bomb.
Yeah, he's just going to get his chest chopped.
What, are you going to get in a sleeper and tap out?
No, he's going to go to sleep.
Nah, he's beating Gunther. I'd be more shocked if Gunther won than I would if Goldberg won. Like, I've convinced myself that Goldberg's winning the belt.
So would that be, you think Seth's gonna cash in that night, or you think Goldberg's going?
No, Goldberg's gonna win the fucking belt and be the champion. He's gonna defend the belt at SummerSlam.
So he's gonna defend it, be a successful defense.
No, he's gonna lose at SummerSlam, but he's gonna defend it at SummerSlam.
I don't even know who he would face. Gunther again? He's not. It wouldn't be Rollins.
I hadn't thought that far ahead. I just know Goldberg's winning. Goldberg's winning, man. Y'all better get ready.
Well, I got Gunther in this one, so.
Evolution.
Going down to the State Farm Arena again.
ATL, ho. It's going to be me
car in front of you?
and 3,000 of my closest friends.
I think it'll be more people.
Maybe 5.
Maybe like 8. Good. But,
you can
the
sit,
car in front of you?
right now, you can sit, not the seat right next to the entranceway, but the second seat for $150 on the floor. And like I said, if I was going by myself, I'd actually buy that ticket just because you're going to get like good views of like all the crazy ring entrance gear and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
That's a good bang for your buck. I think I was looking at tickets for Backlash when I was in St. Louis, and it was like $400 or something for floor tickets, like you're talking about. So stark difference, But that was Cena in there, and it's his last tour. But like you said, that would have been dope if you were by yourself.
You need me to pull the card up, or you got it?
I have it. I thought you might have had it in front of you because you mentioned it, but it's 7 matches on here, which is
That's pretty good.
a lot. Yeah, for their PLE, they usually have it at 5. So they're really putting their best foot forward. But like you said, no, the lead up to it and the promotion for it has been garbage. But let's go through it. I'll start off from the bottom since it's the women's IC championship triple threat match. Your girl Becky Lynch, the champion,
The
versus
man.
Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria.
And Bailey.
Yeah, I said her name second. But yeah,
I got Becky. Becky ain't losing. You kidding me? Not to these fucking schmucks.
I like the little promo on Monday. I felt like I was watching As the World Turns.
I was about to say the Young and the Restless.
Yeah. Young and the Restless. Well, I think Bailey would have been my street clothes wrestler of the week. Now that I think about it.
You know.
Yeah, I got Becky. Go ahead.
Never mind.
No, go ahead. I got to hear your intrusive thoughts.
So people online love Bailey, and they're always like Bailey, like talking about the way she looks. And I just never saw it, but like the past couple weeks, I've been like, Bailey kind of thick.
I'm glad you let your intrusive thoughts take over.
I tried to skim by it, and you wouldn't let me. But yeah, these last couple weeks, I've been like, damn, Bailey. Hey, we want some Bailey.
Keep sleeping on Pam if you want to. Pam says she got them cakes.
Pam got the yams.
Yeah, I got Becky. Lyra's been showing a little bit more fire. You know, I haven't really been the highest on her in the past. So maybe this is like the slow evolution of her character. She's just not there just to be there. She's showing a little fire. And maybe the next step will be a heel run, but it's not going to be her time yet, as far as I predict. We both got Becky in this one. This should be a fun one, this next one, Rucker. Jade versus Naomi in a no-holds-barred match.
I got Jade only because she gets a title match at SummerSlam. But I think Naomi's going to cash in at SummerSlam. So this is just... She'll beat her again like she did at WrestleMania. But I fucking love Naomi's character right now. Her fucking clocking Jade upside the head with the briefcase and then laughing at her like a fucking cartoon villain. Oh my god. That shit was amazing. I love this version of Naomi. I've always liked Naomi, but like this is so good.
Proceed with caution.
And then you gotta do the laugh, EJ. You gotta do the laugh.
I can't even think of how it sounds in my
Good
head.
luck replicating that shit, because that's like...
Yeah, it's next level. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I got Jade winning this one. Got to keep the momentum going into SummerSlam, but I would probably also agree with you on a crazy-ass cash-in at SummerSlam. You're in New York. That's the way to do it. But moving on to the next match. Your women's WWE Championship, and this is where I got a bone to pick with. Tiffany Stratton, your champion, versus Trish Stratus.
Why?
You got your Hall of Famer, Trish Stratus, and you announce it the week before and just have her just pick her? Like, what kind of build-up for that is? Like,
also,
you did
like...
more for Goldberg than Trish Stratus, and Trish Stratus is a homegrown product.
How many times is Trish gonna come back? This shit's old now.
I'm not mad at her coming back. But it could have had a little bit of a build up for it.
I'm just saying, like, the luster's worn off now of the Trish comeback. She's came back from retirement, like, at least 15 times since she retired.
Maybe it's the way that they're presenting it. Because I wouldn't be mad if Trish was in that, like, Edge Sting type role. If she was like, I'm back, but I'm not full time. There you go. For those listening, Rucker pulled out the Sting action figure.
Revolution.
AEW. Yeah.
So
AEW.
You can't see it on camera, and I didn't see it for a while. The action figure actually comes with an event chair, the same chair that I actually have because I sat on the floor. in the background of it. That's dope as hell. I gotta find another one so I can open it.
That is dope. That's crazy, like the detail they did with the chair.
Pay-per-view limited edition.
That's dope. I'm sure it's pretty expensive then.
No, it's only like $19.
That ain't bad at all. Shout out to the Stinger. But
I miss Sting. 35 years ago today, Sting won his first world title at the Great American Bash against Ric Flair.
That's dope. It was in 1990. For some reason, I thought he was a champion in the 80s. Maybe
No, 1990 was his first world title win. Great American Bash, Baltimore, Maryland.
Is that on the network?
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They've changed it around so much. But Great American Bash 1990, Sting versus Ric Flair. It's where he debuted the iconic red, white, and blue outfit that he wore.
Didn't his son wear that at Revolution?
Yep.
That's dope. Shout out to the icon Sting. But going back to the Trish thing of it all, so you just more annoyed that she keeps retiring and come back, but would you be mad if she was like in a Sting role, if she was like just a part-timer?
No, I don't have an issue with Trish. I'm just saying, like, they try to make it seem like it's such a big deal every time she comes back, and it's like, we've seen her come back already. She's a part of the fucking roster now. Honestly, I'd rather they put Nikki Bella in the place that Trish is in.
Well, you know, they had to pivot with Nikki with the Liv thing, but...
that would have been such a good program.
Yeah, it would. That would have been dope, but... Yeah, I like her run that she had in, 2023, Trish, and like you said, she was just back. She was just on the roster, but like you said, now every time she comes back, it's like they make it like a big deal, which like I can see how you could be annoyed by that, but I'm picking Tiffy.
Yeah, Tiffany's winning.
Next up, we got your women's battle royal for a world championship match at Clash in Paris. I'm guessing it's whatever brand you're on. And the announced participants so far: Stephanie Vaquer, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalya, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, the newly engaged Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, hi Miss Parker, Lola Vice, your girl, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley.
Boy, this is going to be a good-looking match. Goodness gracious.
Julia and Candice LeRae. So far, it's been announced. I'm sure they'll probably even throw some more people in there. But who you got in this one?
I don't like that WWE brought Stephanie Vaquer to the main roster and haven't used her.
She was so hot, and I was just thinking about that as well. Like what I was talking about earlier, how, you know, her and Julia leaving NXT is kind of hurt their roster a little bit, but she was so hot even when she was on the main roster, and they've cooled her down. It's not like she cooled down. They cooled her down by just not having her on TV. Like, I don't get it.
I don't either. It's like, why even bring her to the main roster if you're not going to use her when she was so fucking over in NXT as a champion? Could you imagine Stephanie Vaquer as a champion at Evolution is way better than fucking JC Jane.
Yeah. And like, even if, like you said, they did bring her up, but it's a lot of times you see people, you know, kind of have to gain their footing and, you know, acclimate themselves to the WWE roster. She was over instantly, so I don't even get why they're booking her like they are. It's not like she wasn't even over, but like you said, if they knew they wasn't going to use her, just have her keep the NXT Women's Championship. But sometimes we get impatient, so maybe she wins this and, you know, gains the momentum back. So
I got Nikki Bella winning this.
Oh, really? So you think? So who you think would have won if Liv wasn't injured and Nikki was facing her?
Nikki.
I said, who you think won the battle royal if Nikki?
Oh, I thought you meant the match. Probably Stephanie Vaquer.
That's gonna be my pick. I got Stephanie Vaquer.
I hope you're right.
So going through this, I'm just picking kind of with my heart. I don't know. I'm not like really confident in that pick, but I'm looking. Nia, she got a match at SummerSlam. I can see her. She has a high percentage chance of winning. Nikki, and then I'm looking. I don't really see any really viable options. So I like your Nikki pick. I can see them going that way, but I'm hoping they go to Stephanie way. And the reason I don't see Julia winning is because she's already U.S. champion. But it's gonna be fun. You know, battle royals can be kind of wonky sometimes because everybody's starting at once. But I think
And we don't know how many
once they
people are in it yet either.
Exactly. So, like I said, hopefully they'll cook. But the next one should be a fun one too, Rucker. You got the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez versus Roxanne Perez.
Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez.
Yeah. Good catch. Yeah, and Roxanne Perez versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruka and Zarya versus the newly reformed Kabuki Warriors.
Asuka and Kyrie.
Asuka.
I got Charlotte and Alexa, and the only reason I have never liked Alexa Bliss, but this version of her, I'm fucking digging. Like her interactions with Charlotte, I don't know what it is, but it's doing it for me.
It's kind of made Charlotte actually pretty tolerable. Maybe that was the sauce the whole time. Just don't have her shoved down the world title scene all the time. Because she hasn't been getting as much hate recently. So, you know, sometimes the odd couple thing works. I'm going with Judgment Day to retain. I still think they got more story to tell with that.
I think they have more story to tell if they lose than they do if they win. Because if they win, then Raquel's like, you're cool. But if they lose, she's like, fucking, we wouldn't have lost if Liv was here.
I see the opposite, though. I see them winning. I don't know how long Liv's injury is going to be. And I see, yeah, like you said, she'd be like, you're cool. And then Liv get back like, what the is going on? Are y'all buddy-buddy now? And then they basically play the Rhea situation over again, except with Liv. I can see that happening, but I could be wrong. But it should be a fun match. The NXT women are there probably to look at the lights, unfortunately. And I can see that being a story. Them losing and Zarya finally snapping. Going against Soul. So, we'll see. Next up, NXT Women's Championship match. I think we already even predicted this earlier. JC Jane with Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix versus Jordan Grace.
I got JC.
And I have Jordan Grace. And we laid out how we thought it was going to go going into Slammiversary. So go back and listen to that. But this will be the main event, and you will be in person. This might be a candidate for match of the year when it's all said and done. Your champion, Io Sky, versus Rhea Bloody Ripley for your championship.
I hate that I'm going to be in person watching Io lose to Rhea.
Oh, my goodness. So that's your pick.
I am so not happy about it. I'm cheering for Io. I hope she wins. But I know in my heart that Rhea Ripley's going to win. And that sucks. But I'm so fucking excited to see Io wrestle in person. Like, I've been a fan of her since she came to WWE. And she's just so fucking smooth. Like, there's certain... The Great Muta. He used to feud with Sting back in the day, and I fucking hated him. But even as a kid, I was like, man, this fucking guy, like, the way he moves is so different than anybody else. And Io just kind of, like, glides while she's wrestling. Like, even the way she does a springboard, where she hops on the bottom rope with one foot and jumps up on the top. She's just smooth. And to see that in person is going to be a lot of fun. And I hope I'm wrong that she doesn't lose to Rhea.
Well, I hope you're wrong too, because I'm picking Io to retain.
Let's fucking go.
Because if Rhea wins, like, then what? I just see there being more money in a possible Io versus Oscar like SummerSlam than Rhea versus anybody really right now. Because outside of Io doesn't really, I mean not Io, Rhea doesn't really have any feuds going on right now. If you think about it, unless I'm missing something, if you could think of something off the top of your head.
No, they just put the belt on her and she's the champ. Then what? I agree with you. I think Io's got more opponents than Rhea does, but Rhea versus Nikki Bella at SummerSlam's not sounding the worst.
But if Nikki wins like you said she would, it would be at Clash at Paris. So
They could have a schmoz finish and run it back at SummerSlam.
I don't know how many bumps Nikki has in her car, but you never know. But yeah, that's it for Evolution going down this weekend.
That's it for WWE. Let's get to fucking my people. Let's get to All In.
Yeah.
AEW. AEW.
On Friday night, Supercard of Honor going down in Esports Stadium. And what annoyed me with this is I planned on going to this, but lo and behold, they're not selling tickets for this, which kind of pissed me off.
What do you mean they're not selling tickets to it?
They're not selling tickets to it. Go on like Ticketmaster, go on anything. They're not selling tickets for it. And I was like,
are they not having fans there?
they are having fans there. So like I was confused as you were when I saw it, like no tickets on there. And so I did dig a little deeper into it. Went on their ticket website. They're selling VIP tickets to All In. And included in there is Supercard of Honor tickets. That's the only way you can get in for $1,300. So
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm guessing I'm not watching Supercard of Honor in person. I was looking forward to it.
1,300.
So the only way you can attend Supercard of Honor is if you get those VIP tickets. So
Good for you,
watching
Tony.
it.
Get that money, dog.
And I mean, it's in a smaller arena there in the Esports Stadium in Arlington, which holds about 2,500.
That's like center stage.
Yeah. So you know they're gonna get their neck bays in there. So I guess that is kind of a good market.
EJ, you ain't gonna want to be there. It's gonna smell so bad in that fucking place.
Yeah. So I went to Supercard of Honor in Philly, so I was looking forward to doing it, but not for $1,300. Y'all can miss me with that bullshit. But I'll be watching in my hotel room, Rucker. So let's go through this Supercard of Honor, which so far only has 6 matches announced, and we know how Tony gets down. I won't be surprised if they announce it on whatever the streaming ROH services. And that's another little nitpick that I have. That they need to fucking find a streaming deal. Even if you're not on, like I suggested they be on what's the name of the network that the improv comedy show, True Network. Even if they're on True Network, I think they could do like a 90-minute show. That'd be dope. But if you can't do that, it seems like a perfect fit to do like a streaming exclusive on HBO Max every week. Like, why not even just do that instead of being on this Honor Club or whatever? But what do I know? Hey, Tony's the one with the money. But let's go through this. They don't even have any people announced for it, so I'm guessing they'll announce it on Thursday. It's TBA versus TBA for the Women's Interim World Television.
I got TBA.
Yeah, we both got TBA in this one. Moving on. Nick Wayne, your World Television Champion versus Teton.
Nick Wayne.
I'm going Nick Wayne to retain. Next up, Tiger Style, Lee Moriarty. Man, he's been a champion for a while. Pure champion versus Blue Panther, whoever that is.
I got Lee Moriarty. Lee Moriarty's dope.
Yeah, he is. No disrespect to Blue Panther, because he's a Mexican wrestler, but I'm just not familiar with them. Yeah, I got Lee Moriarty winning as well. Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes. I thought he was supposed to retire like 2 years ago, but he keeps on trucking. Him and Sammy Guevara. That's kind of...
This is the worst tag team ever.
The thing about where Sammy was, like, he was like the pillar. He was featured like every week when AEW first started with Jericho. And
he's a better tag team with his wife than he is for this.
he's buried in ROH. The Sons of Texas, your champions, versus the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean and Carly.
Fuck
Charles.
yeah, let's go with the Infantry, baby.
Yeah, I got the Infantry in this one as well. Your new World Tag Team Championship. And then I think it's time for Sammy to slowly make his way, make him a Collision guy, slowly integrate him back, see what he can do. Cause I don't know when his momentum got killed, but like he was getting, I hate to say X-Pac heat, but people that, what did he do? I feel like he did something to garner that. Didn't he get in a fight or something? People kind of got off his bandwagon.
I don't know.
We'll leave it at that. Next up, your forever champion, Athena, defending against Thunder Rosa for your ROH Women's Championship. Let's go.
Ooh. Fuck.
Stuck in a rock and a hard place.
I'm gonna go with Athena, man. Athena's like Roman in the COVID era. Like, you can't pick against her. If she loses, you just gotta charge it to the game. But like, you can't pick against Athena right now.
I'm going Athena. It's been good long-term booking, if you want to call it that, with Athena. I think they finally, because I thought it was going to happen last year's Final Battle. I think it's going to happen at this year's Final Battle. Finally, Billy Starks takes it off her. I'm going with Athena to retain. It'll be a slapper. Yeah, your main event in this one, your champion Bandito. Hey, this might be in running for maybe the match of the weekend, low-key, versus Konosuke Takeshita for your ROH World Championship.
I got Takeshita.
Oh, you got a new world champion, ROH.
Yeah, I do.
Man, I was gonna pick Bandito, but now you got the wheels spinning in my head, the gears turning. Yeah, well, because Takeshi's been pretty regular on AEW TV, so why send him to ROH for him to lose? So I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Takeshita in this one. And that does it for Supercard of Honor. And now we get to my main event of the weekend, because I'm gonna be there in Dallas or Arlington, Texas. All In going down in Global Life Field. Before we get into the card, man, I don't know if it's maybe I'm just in a bubble or something, or cause I feel like AEW has had good momentum even on like a national level as far as talking heads, because you got a lot of people that they say they're unbiased, but you know they lean a certain way, and you know some of them are actually employed by each company. And I don't even want to say each company. Some are even employed by WWE specifically, but I feel like a lot of people, like you can even go to the Busted Open, have been giving a lot of praise for AEW in their booking. And Dave LaGreca, he was like, the past month or two, I've been enjoying AEW's booking more than WWE. So it's been like a lot of podcasts.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, I've been saying they've been enjoying AEW, and they've got good momentum going into All In. And I'm just hoping that, you know, they're supposed to. This is their WrestleMania. I'm just hoping that they'll keep it up after, you know, this event is over. You know, it might not reflect All In numbers and so forth, but you know, attendance has been creeping back up. I think they're like something like 1,000 over their yearly. They're like average on, you know, Dynamite tapings since last year. They've been like, I think they've been selling like on average like 500 to 1,000 more seats, because they're like in the 2,000. Now they're creeping up back to the 4,000. So they had a good crowd at Ontario. So
we're back.
Hopefully this is a good show going All In. Like I said, I'll be there. I don't have my ticket yet, because you know how I do it. I usually wait the week of to wait for those tickets to come down. But
this motherfucker about to go all the way to Texas and not get into the show because he's waiting till the last minute.
I'll be in there by hook or by crook. But
that would be the greatest storyline ever on Boot to the Face if you went all the way to Texas and you couldn't get a ticket.
You might see a grown man cry on the stream if that happened. I might tear up on the next show.
I need you to go to that speakeasy I was telling you about.
What's the name of it? I'll write it down.
I'll find it and send it to you. That's a really good speakeasy.
But yeah, good momentum. You know, they're starting to sell more tickets, and I think right now they're right at like 20,000 with their setup. I'm sure they're gonna sell another wave this last week, and I think I'm gonna pull the trigger and I'm gonna get floor seats
Mm.
because who knows the next time they're gonna be in America falling because they're going back to London next year. So
We going back to London, EJ.
oh yeah, I gotta make sure I set out, you know, plans for that because I'm down because I like London. I fuck with London, but they're gonna be all out there in Texas with their 10-gallon hats and their cowboy boots.
I'm about to
And
buy me a
so
cowboy
far,
hat.
hey, I should while I'm out there just to fit in. So far, they have 8 matches announced, and you know, Tony, it's probably gonna be some pre-show matches announced tonight as we speak.
The name of the speakeasy was called Bourbon and Banter.
Bourbon and Banter. I'll have to check that out. It's in Arlington, right?
It's in Dallas.
Oh, so I gotta drive out there. Well, I got a rental, so I'll check it out. Can't get too drunk though, or maybe I'll Uber there. We'll see how things go. But let's talk all in, Rucker. Starting this one off, we hurt people. You got the Hurt Syndicate.
We
Bobby
hurt
Lashley
people.
show.
We hurt
Versus
people.
We hurt people.
Bourbon and Banter was in Dallas, Texas, 1914 Commerce Street.
And you went there when you were at WrestleMania?
No, I went there. My grandparents live in a city right outside of Oklahoma. I'm sorry, Texas. On the line between Oklahoma and Texas. And I went there when I went to visit them, and it was phenomenal. Really good old fashions and meatballs. They had the best meatballs I've ever had in my life.
Oh, so they got food there too.
Yeah. Charcuterie boards, the whole nine. You go and you got to give a password to the phone booth, and we couldn't find the right password, but people were coming out and they were like, "Oh, just go in." So if you can't find the password, you can just wait for people to come out and they'll leave the door open for you. But you got to know the password to get in. And when you get in, it's real like swanky. It's nice.
They're supposed to expect people to find the password.
We thought we knew the password, but apparently the phone booth thing wasn't working when we went. We had the right password, but it was like disabled or whatever that weekend. So people were just letting you in.
Where'd you find the password?
Online.
Okay. Well, that's something to add to the list because I know you're a Batman guy, but Superman's coming out this weekend, so if I have extra time, maybe I'll see that as well.
I'm gonna fuck with it.
Got some buzz going on. We'll see if people go out for that. But Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Speedball, Mike Bailey versus the Patriarchy. I don't even know when they got added to this, but Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. So.
Why is Shelton Benjamin getting pinned on Collision?
Yeah, I found that a bit odd as well.
In a triple threat match.
Yeah, it was a triple threat match.
The Hurt Syndicate are gonna kill Jet Speed.
Yeah, and you just nailed why I think they are, because they pinned Shelton Benjamin, so why pin them and then have them lose? So yeah, I think it's gonna be murder in the ring. I'm going with Hurt Syndicate, and I can't remember where I heard this from, but the Hurt Syndicate is so dominant. It's kind of like not made the rest of the tag team division believable or credible. I don't even know who you would build up. I think we suggested something last week.
Swerve and Ospreay.
No, I think I said Joe and Power.
Yeah, something like that. You're gonna have to have a super team to beat. Jet Speed can't beat Hurt Syndicate. You're gonna have a super team to beat them.
Those goddamn retaining.
You're gonna need like 92 Jordan, Pippen, Bird, Magic. With Christian Leitner riding the bench. You know what I mean? Like you gonna need a team like that to beat the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely need. It's gonna have to be like them losing like a fucking gauntlet match and the last opponent finally getting over them the way they've been building up to hurt some kid. But as they should, like you said, Sheldon's still like $1,000,000, and he's wrestling like you want him to wrestle, just like a powerhouse. And he's cut down. He's a ground and pound guy now, and they still had him like tinkering on like high flying shit with his last stint in WWE.
Man, that fucking running knee he does in the corner, that shit looks brutal.
Yeah, it sounds brutal, looks brutal. They look brutal. Like, I don't know who's gonna beat them. Like you said, they're gonna have to form an all-star 96, 86. They got to form 86 Jordan. Like Jordan when he was in his high flying prime.
You're gonna need Lana to come back and distract Lashley. You know?
Damn, had the white woman come back and distract. Nasty work. It's nasty work, right? Women in general, the downfall of society, right?
Always. Not society. Oh my God.
Less than for women.
During Evolution Weekend, EJ, that's what you say? Wow.
Less than for women. I'm saying women. Women are a shining mark of society, but less
unstable creatures. What movie was that where he goes, I'm not even gonna call y'all bitches no more. I'm gonna call you unstable creatures. Was that Baby Boy?
I think it might have been Jody. Ring's coming, choking that motherfucker.
You want some eggs?
Yeah. I don't know how I feel. Somebody piping my mom down like that. It's dirty.
Oh my God! I mean, you should have moved out. If motherfucker was 25. You know, his mama got needs.
Then Snoop Dogg's ass. Hate you too, little.
Oh my God!
What a classic! Rest in peace, John Singleton. The classic.
Pops. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. We got Adam Cole, your champion, TNT champion, versus the prototype Kyle Fletcher. And I know you don't, not a big Adam Cole fan, so I think I know who you're gonna pick.
I hope Kyle Fletcher and Sky Blue like deface that title later that night.
Oh my goodness! I didn't know you were gonna go that route. You want to pull a page. I can see them. I mean, they what 25, 26. They don't know any better. I can see that happening.
Adam Cole sucks so bad. How did people think this guy was good? I never got it. He looks like a 12-year-old.
I like Adam Cole. I don't
No, you don't.
love him. Yeah, I like him. I think his gimmick is kind of running old, but I like his NXT run. His injuries is just what's been stopping him, and it's hard to gain momentum back. But I got Kyle Fletcher in this one too. Next up, we don't know the participants for this one, Rucker, but you got your women's Casino Gauntlet match for a future AEW World Championship. And only one entrance, so I'm guessing they'll do the next entrance tonight, but Chris Statlander is the first entrance in this one. And we know the gimmick for this one is whoever gets the first pin wins, so not everybody has to come out for there to be the winner. So being in it early is an advantage. So Chris is the only one announced for this one. So I guess either Chris, you got Chris or the field.
Willow Nightingale.
Willow.
Oh no, I got Thekla. Thekla's gonna win.
I can see that happening. I think my pick kind of, is up to who wins the women's match, but not even thinking about that, just off my first instinct. Willow, that is a good pick, Willow. And I'm trying to think. And then you think there might be some surprise interests, right? What if it's some, like, a couple WWE releases in there?
Like who?
What if your girl, Bea Priestley, shows up?
It doesn't move the needle for me.
I think of somebody I'm not thinking about. that could be viable to win this. I'm just thinking about, like you said, like the obvious Thekla. Oh, give me. No, because she just lost to Mercedes. I'm going to say, give me Mina, because Mina's full time on the roster now. Whatever happened to fucking Shiro? Hikaru Shida.
She's in and out.
Yeah.
Hikaru.
Rhea? And then what happened to Rio? I know you're not a Rio fan. But
Oh my god, don't even fucking. I'll leave this goddamn podcast if Rio wins.
And then what happened to Nyla Rose?
She's on Twitter.
It's like good as they've been doing. You know,
Maybe Paige Van Zandt. Let's bring her back.
I like that faction, the American Top Team. I think the plug got kind of pulled soon, but it wasn't like everything. What's his name? Dan Lambert. He said he thought he needed to go out while it was still hot. He didn't want to prolong it more than what he thought needed to be. So
I just like Paige Van Zandt being on TV because, yeah.
Well, she's got OnlyFans. You can go check her out on that. Yeah, like I said, some women just kind of disappear and go out. And while this is still fresh, what do you think about your boy Scorpio Sky coming back?
Fuck yes. I'm glad you brought that up. I was so excited about that. They gave him a proper intro. I don't know what he has to do with Christopher Daniels and is it Top Flight he's with or it's Top Flight. Yeah. Have no idea why Top Flight's with him. Are they trying to redo SCU? Because I'd be down. SCU was so fucking over. This is the worst town I've ever been in. I loved SCU. But I'm just happy my boy Scorpio Sky's back on TV. I hope they don't AEW him and he disappears after this week.
I think they just say, hey, y'all light-skinned black dudes, just put y'all together.
He ain't even light-skinned.
Borderline.
He's literally between me and you.
Close enough.
Tony Storm is fucking wilding on AEW right now.
I'm excited to eat my butter chicken and watch it once we be done with this, because Tony's my girl. But yeah,
that girl thicker than 5 o'clock traffic.
Hey, shout out to Juice Robinson. Good for him. Yeah, with Scorpio Sky, I think some of it is Tony not booking, but I think he gets hurt too. I'm hoping, like you said, he keeps the momentum, and he just needs to be put in the TNT or Unified Championship title picture right away. Like, that's perfect for him. Keep the momentum going. So I'm with it, but I don't know who to pick, man, in this women's match, to be honest. I don't think they go with Chris. I'm going to go with Willow. Fuck it. I'll go with Willow to win. We're running low on time. Going up next is the men's Casino Gauntlet match for your AEW World Championship match. Your participants are Mark Briscoe and MJF to start it off, and I'm guessing this just happened on Dynamite because they're saying Mysticals are also an announced entrant. So you're going with either 3 or the field.
The field.
Oh, and who specifically?
Mordos.
Oh, so he's gonna get the treatment because he's with Sasha now or Mercedes.
Also, bro.
He's putting the fist for L listening on audio.
Good for the Beast.
Hey, I hadn't seen a picture with him fully unmasked, but he's like the Timo Roman Reigns I saw him with his mask, like a smiley face over his face, covering it up. Like I said, he's like the Timo Roman Reigns. So, hey, shout out to him. Maybe they'll deface the title.
EJ, be professional. My God.
You brought it into this conversation. So I'm just going along with you. But give me MJF. He's got the muscle with the Hurt Syndicate, and I think he'll face the winner of the championship match. So Ruckus got Mortis. I got MJF. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of what we're here for, or what I'm there for in person. We got Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. There's stipulations to this one, Rucker. If Ospreay and Strickland lose, they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 year. If the Young Bucks win,
I got the Bucks.
the executive vice president.
This will be a good way to keep Swerve and Ospreay away from the title until All In next year. It's actually genius booking on Tony Khan's part. Because you got two of the most popular people and the best wrestlers. And if you put the title on Hangman, or you keep it on Moxley, why would Darby get a shot at it? Or why would Hangman still get to go and be the champion and neither Ospreay or Swerve would go? This is genius, honestly. This is way better than Cody being like, I'll never get a world title shot. This is smart. You don't get a title shot for a year. They can go. They can fight the Hurt Syndicate for the tag titles. They can. There's all kind of storylines they can do on top of it. I got the Bucks. I think this is really smart to have them lose.
And I remember you asking me, because before the stipulation, I suggested that you don't have to rush Ospreay and they let him get it next year. And then you asked like, how could you like have him away from the title for a year? And this is the answer to that. So, man, I kind of want to be a contrarian just for contrarian's sake and go with Ospreay and Strickland, but I think you kind of convinced me. I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks now as well, and you can tell a story with that. You could have Swerve build up that unified title because allegedly they want that to be like close to the same prestige as the World Championship. So have Swerve run that. Ospreay technically already won it, not as the unified back when it was. So yeah, like you said, you can have them tag team championship. So yeah, I think I'd be slightly more intrigued with that storyline than just the Bucks just being the EVP titles. So I hate the Bucks, but for storyline purposes, I'm going Bucks. Moving on, winner takes all match, the AE Continental Championship and the AEW International Championship into the inaugural AEW Unified Championship. You got Kazuchika Okada, your Continental Championship, versus Kenny, by God, Omega. Hopefully we see the cleaner, your International Champion. Man, they'd probably get an hour wrestling this match. It's gonna be insane, I think. And you don't see Okada go up. He's been kind of on cruise control while he's been in AEW, but I think he's gonna get up for this one. Who you got in this one?
Okada's like 4-1 or something like that against Omega, so I think Omega wins this one.
Do you think? I don't think this will happen, but I'm still asking you. Do you think they get past the highest rated match that Dave Meltzer? They got the highest match in Dave Meltzer.
I don't give a fuck.
7 point. They got a 7.0 over there. I think it's like the Dominion.
How you get a 7 on a scale of 1 to 5? Like, Dave Meltzer's a cocksucker. I don't care. Like, this fucking guy.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's hard to top something when something's that highly rated, but I think it's gonna be a banger. I'm going with you. I'm going with Omega. Like you said, Okada usually always beats him. I'm going Omega. And Okada's been a champion for over a year, like a year and a half.
He hadn't lost.
Yeah, he hadn't lost. He went through the Continental Classic, so yeah, give me Kenny Omega in this one, which should be a banger. Rucker, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. This one, I'm excited to see this. I don't think I've seen this woman wrestle in person. We got your champion, Timeless Toni Storm, versus Mercedes Moné, your TBS champion.
Well, you've seen Tony wrestle in person, so you haven't seen Mercedes wrestle in person?
There's only because she wasn't. I don't think she. So post pandemic, was she with the company? I may have. I may have saw her wrestle if she's at one of those earlier. Because I think I went to a couple Raw, like a Raw and a SmackDown, but they got her and Naomi left like not too long after that, right?
I've definitely seen her at Raw, but nothing like notable. I don't think I've ever seen her at a pay-per-view before.
Yeah, and then it might have been a chance because wasn't she with like Team Bad or whatever with Naomi and Tamina?
I was there. I was at the debut of Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte on Raw happened in Atlanta, and I was in attendance for that.
What year was that?
2015, maybe 16.
So I would have to go back and watch a random Raw I went to around Christmas of 2015 to see if she was there, because this is before I even really like fully started watching again. One of my homeboys, a girl he was dating at the time, wanted to take her kid out there, so I went. He had like an extra ticket or something, so I went with them. And like I didn't really even know what was going on because I wasn't fully back into it. Because before then, like I told you, my friend invited me to a WrestleMania party, the one where Sting lost to fucking Triple H. But so I was like kind of easing back into watching it, and I went to this Raw show. I think Bray Wyatt came out on that show, and Roman Reigns was there, and I didn't really know what the fuck was going on, but I had a good time. But I digress. Yeah, I think this might be my first time seeing Mercedes in person, going for the championship against Timeless Toni Storm, your AEW's Women's Champion. I'm going with Mercedes in this one, Rucker.
I'm wearing a Toni Storm shirt, but I'm going with Mercedes also.
Ooh. So you think Mercedes is going to win as well? You think she's going to win straight up, or you think she's going to do something sneaky?
She's going to win.
She's going to be the real belt collector. This will be like her 7th or 8th championship. It's going to be crazy. And she's got a lot of opponents they could throw against her, too. And I don't know where Toni goes after that, but she's Toni. She's entertaining with or without championships.
Yeah, she doesn't need the title to be Toni Storm.
This may end up being my match of the night.
You might be right.
I'm hoping they put the match order where people aren't burned out when they get on there, because I think it's going to slap. But going on to, which will probably be the main event, who knows? Jon Moxley, your champion, versus Hangman Adam Page. Texas death match for the AEW World Championship.
This is...
Rucker's thinking over there.
You're going to know who's going to win by the size of the briefcase.
Ooh. Damn.
If the briefcase is big enough to have a belt in it, Hangman's going to win. I hate to be that guy to spoil it for you, but when you're watching, you'll know. If it's that little bitty briefcase they've been carrying around, Moxley's going to win because that belt can't fit in it.
So, hypothetically, since we might not even have a chance to talk about it if it doesn't go this way, what if Moxley does win?
I think he is going to win.
Ooh. Ruckus going Moxley. Man, I wanted to go against the grain and go with Moxley as well, but I'm gonna do opposite. I'm gonna go Hangman. But the reason I wanted to go with Moxley, because you talked about earlier, the whole Darby factor. He's been back from climbing Mount Olympus, or what did he count?
Mount Everest.
Mount Olympus, right? Mount Everest. I said Mount Olympus. Mount Everest. He's been back for like a month or two now. He's just sitting there chilling.
He's trying to win Gigi back.
Yeah, he's way past that. He's gonna have to put hands on Zach.
I mean,
Darby is crazy, but he weighs like $140. I think Zach will put the beats on him. But man, so you got Moxley. So you just think it's gonna be Death Riders just?
It's a Texas death match. Hangman's already beat Moxley in a Texas death match also.
So if it does go your way, you think AEW fans or wrestling fans in general will get pissed off?
They're gonna be so fucking mad. It's gonna be way worse than when Roman beat Cody.
Well, you think it'll be good? I hate to use good and bad heat because they say all heat is good, but you think it'll be like where it pisses fans off in a way where like I'm not watching anymore, or you think it'll be they invested, pissed off?
Oh, they're gonna complain online, but they're gonna tune in on Wednesday.
Man, I hope you're right. I kind of want to see Moxley win, but I'm gonna go Hangman and they close out with him winning in Texas because it's kind of obvious. Like if it's a Texas death match, you're like, okay, Moxley's just gonna keep throwing Death Riders out there and retain like that. But then I think Hangman is gonna have like a reluctant Swerve come out there and even the odds, and it's gonna be like their version of WrestleMania 40 Endgame or whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be entertaining though. It's gonna be a lot of blood. I expect that, and hopefully nothing gets splattered on me if I get a close enough seat.
I don't have to worry about that at Evolution.
Yeah, you definitely don't. You might have to worry about some other things getting splattered on you, but
I wouldn't be mad at it. Stephanie Bakwe.
Yeah, well, that's all the wrestling. Action-packed weekend. Shit, we almost gone 2 hours talking about all this goddamn
Yeah,
wrestling.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. You're right though. We have gone long. So you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, shout out to everybody that supports us. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms: IG, X, TikTok, Facebook, all that fun stuff. And I'll be out there in Arlington, Dallas. So hopefully I'll be able to post some stuff on the IG page, keep everybody posted. And I'm gonna be a fat kid out there, man. I've been looking at stuff that restaurants that have migrated to Texas that were on West Coast, like In-N-Out is in Texas now, and Nick the Greek food with the gyros.
Dallas got some good fucking food, EJ.
And of course, you gotta get the barbecue, gotta get the Mexican. I'm gonna be a fat kid. So if
Do your thing. Destroy
10
it.
pounds heavier.
I'll try to take pictures also, but like you said, I'm gonna try to be in the moment a little bit more at Evolution. So we'll post as many pictures as we can. I'll be at Evolution. EJ will be at All In. This has been your prediction show from Boot to the Face. Like EJ said, thanks for everybody for the support. Until next week, we'll react to everything that's going down this weekend in a huge weekend of professional wrestling. For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Until next week, peace.
Yeah, Mr. Chaos, boot to the face. Let's go. California to Georgia, we get it poppin', homie. We taking over the